Good afternoon, this is Robin Bieber on the European Midday Roundup, and good morning America on the 2nd of June at 12 o'clock in the morning London time. The chart in front of us is AUG 60-minute Brent, and you can see that in this shaded area here the morning's action is reflected across every other contract, and the market has had a good morning. The WTI has run up to its intraday target higher at 36.35 and to hit that level it's just above there now. Brent has run up to 38.85, hit that target. Heat is challenging and just above its key resistance at 107.12. Our RBOB is above the critical danger zone of 108.85 to 109.56, and it's got to stay that way. Gas oil is above 307.50. So the market has now run up, in products case, up to and just above critical resistances. The crudes, Brent has hit its target. TI has also hit its target from moving above its 100-day moving average. So that's good. However, the 5-day gaps are very large. Brent's $2.01, Heat $2.07, RBOB $1.94. The norm for being a little bit overextended is $1.40. So the market is a bit overcooked, and to slip back and test more tenable support would not be surprising on a cool off over the next 2 or 3 hours. And you can see the August Brent 60-minute chart is suggesting just such an occurrence, i.e. too much too soon, and we should dip back a little bit. It may not happen, in which case the market is stronger than goat's breath. RBOB, same detail. It's put on 400 points this morning or certainly 300 points, and is looking a little overcooked. So don't be surprised if it gives back some of what it's put on in the next 2 or 3 hours. WTI, you can see clearly here, if we look at the first line continuation, there's the 36.35 level. It's hit that level with a 36.51 print, and we're now a high of 36.51, and we're now printing 36.38. It needs a move and close over 36.35 to green light it to the 100-day moving average, which you see on the contract chart at 38.02 area, or even 36, but the area between 37.64 and 38.02 would be the next target zone on moving over 36.35. But its 5-day gap is too wide at $1.64, so it's looking a little vulnerable to a dip, as is Brent. Brent has hit its target to 38.85 and now has a target for 39.70 to 83. This Fibonacci correction point here. It's a good chance of hitting it, but it's overcooked with a 5-day gap at just around $2. Stochastic is high, but nevertheless, it's having a good run through. Heating oil has run up to its range resistance at 107.12, and it's 20 points above there now. Its stochastic has turned positive. Don't be surprised by a pullback below 107.12, but were it to not pull back and run on higher, it would have a target higher to about 113.84. Now RBOB has negotiated some very serious resistance. 108.85, 50% correction point, and a failure point 10 days ago. Over the 100-day moving average at 109.59, very important, and at the same time also over the 109.16 correction point. So it's taken out 3 resistances, and so long as it stays over, say, 109.56, it's got a target higher to initially the area of 113.23. In other words, serious upside. The most important now support on the board, it comes in around 109.56, the 100-day moving average continuation on that July orbit. Must hold above there to give us targets higher. It will probably be breached to the downside on a little bit of profit taking late in the next 2 or 3 hours, but it's what it does this evening that's more important. Gas oil, nice and strong. Whilst over 307.50, it has a target to 321.50, but it must stay over 307.50. So to sum up, the market's had a good morning. It's likely to have to give back some of its morning's gains as we see profit taking and it get a little bit tired. If it doesn't, then that's a measure of how strong this market is. If it pulls back and then rallies into for good closes tonight, we've got targets higher. Overall, a good performance. And if we look at the structure, Brent, first of all, AUG set, flirting with backwardations, got a high today of +6, its target's +14, it should hit that level. Again, 5-day gap, far too wide, so don't be surprised by a pullback. Equally, the 60-minute charts are both flagging pullback for the AUGSEP and SEPOC. Don't be surprised by it pulling back to say minus 29, but it still maintains, whilst over minus 29, a target to plus 14. TI doesn't look quite so frisky at the front, and it's giving up some of its gains. It looks a little bit vulnerable. Both the 60-minute charts are suggesting that, though less so on the July-August. But at the moment, the stochastics are very high. However, if July-August stays over 31, big ask, it's printing minus 30, and AUGSEP over minus 33, also a big ask, then it's got targets higher. But this is a danger zone for it. And on the back end, TI, DEC, Red DEC, the way it's trading at the moment, assuming there's no big correction dip in the next 2 or 3 hours, it should make its way to minus 223. It's fine so long as it stays over minus 275, the 8-day moving average. And Brent, strong as you like, upside whilst it stays over 365. It could easily correct back to that level. We're printing 335. Well, not to that level, but it could easily lose a little bit of value with the 5-day gap being wide. But a close up here would give us a target for tomorrow of minus 306. So a good morning's work. Now the market's got to hold on to its gains. That's all for today, folks. Good luck, good trading, and bon appetit.